Welcome everyone to the billing and payments portion of the presentation. I'm your host today. My name is Aaliyah Jones and I'm part of the billing and payments team here at UC Berkeley. I hope you've been getting some great information so far. I've got a few minutes with you today to go over some basics of billing and payments and how to navigate through the system. We'll start with the billing summary page, and then part 2, we'll talk about viewing transactions. And in part 3, we're going to cover payment information and payment options. Okay, so that's my plan. Let's get started. Once you get to the My Finance tab on your Cal Central portal, this is basically your financial dashboard. The My Finance page is littered with a lot of information, and it is broken into 3 different sections. The billing summary section is where you can view all the financial transactions. There are links to payment screens, and you can also view a PDF version of the monthly billing statement. In the middle, there's financial aid and scholarships, where you can view all of your financial aid awards and additional information. And on the 3rd section of this page is the financial resource section, where there are links to set up delegate access, which will give UC Berkeley authorization to discuss a specific student's account with a third party, your parents, a spouse, or whomever you delegate access to. This page also has links for students to sign up for direct deposit, and there's also even a link to sign up for an emergency loan. Once you click on the View Transactions link, this page will show you all the transactions on the account. In this section on the left is the billing summary. In the larger font, this displays the current amount that's due on the account. You will also be able to view the dollar amount of charges that may have future due dates, and then finally, the total unpaid balance on the account. In the transaction section, the page will default to show all the unpaid balances. However, you do have the option to view different financial transactions. You can choose Show All, which will display all the transactions on the account. You can choose Unpaid Balance, which shows all the charges that make up the total unpaid balance on the account. Once again, this is the default filter, and it's the easiest way to view which fees are currently outstanding. And then there's Payments and Aid, which displays all the payments made and financial aid posted to the account. There's an option to filter the information by term. This will allow you to view either all terms or something specific, for example, Fall 2021. This page even has a search bar, which will allow you to search for transactions using a specific keyword. Now, if we click on the Show All tab, it has columns with different information. The Posted column is the date of when the charge is posted on the account. The Description column is the description of the charge. The Transaction Amount column is where you can see how much each transaction is. Please note, the amounts in black are actual charges, and any amount that you may see in green would be a credit. The Status column, this is where you can view the payment is either due now or not due yet. And then finally, the Due Date column, where you can see the date of when the specific charges are due. Now let's get into some additional detail on the transactions information. You can click on any transaction for additional details. Now, starting from the bottom up, you can view the transaction's original amount, potentially any changes to the charge, and even the date where a change was made to the charge. Over here to the right, you can even see the specific term the charge is applied towards. Now on the Payments and Aid tab, like I previously stated, this will show all the payments that have been made and any financial aid awarded to the account. In this example, the student received a grant, and you can see that credit in green. Once you click on the details, you can see the term that the grant was awarded here. You can see the original award amount, the date where the award was increased, and now the current amount of the entire award. In the second part of this example, you can click on Charges Paid, and this section will show you the specific fee that the payment was allocated towards. Now onto the payment information. There are several options that are available for paying for charges that are on your account. One thing to note about making payments is when you make an online payment through Cal Central, this will post to your student account in real time. The exception to this is international fund transfers. Please note, international payments always take additional days to process, so please take the payment processing time into consideration to ensure that your payment will be posted to your account by the fee due date. In addition, please do not overpay the amount of your assessed fees. Payments made to the account will apply in order of due date, so when you do make a payment, it will be allocated towards the fee with the oldest due date and not a specific fee. If delegate financial access is granted, this will allow the delegates, parents, or supporters to make payments towards the account. Here are the payment options for student payments. Please be mindful, all payments must be remitted through Cal Central Student Portal via CashNet. The electronic payment options are e-check, The e-check is a free, easy electronic payment directly from your checking or savings account. Credit card, there is a 2.75 non-refundable convenience fee, which will be applied to all credit card payments. UC Berkeley accepts Visa, MasterCard, Discover, American Express, and JCB. The $529 college savings e-payment option, please note that there is a $10 non-refundable convenience fee that will be applied to all electronic $529 payments. For international payments in foreign currency, students can pay their charges via international fund transfer payments, which our partners are Flywire and Western Union. These payments can be initiated through your Cal Central student portal, and the quoted rates are valid for 72 hours once they are provided. You can also make payments by paper check. Please note that the payments need to be issued in US dollars and drawn on a US bank account. Check payments need to be payable to UC regions, and please include the student ID number or UCB ID number in the memo line of the check so we know which student to apply the payment towards. Check payments need to be mailed to the following address: 2195 Hearst Avenue, Suite 120, mail code 1111, Berkeley, California, 94720. And if you do have outside agency scholarship checks, they need to be mailed to the Financial Aid and Scholarship Office. That address is right here, 16 Sproul Hall, 1960, Berkeley, California, 94720. And one additional thing, if you are by the campus, we do have a Dropbox that's available for check payments, and it's located at University Hall. The Dropbox is in the breezeway on the Addison Street side. The final payment option is the fee payment plan, affectionately known as FPP. The fee payment plan allows for qualified registration fees to be paid in 5 monthly installments. The enrollment for the fee payment plan is established on a per semester basis, not academic year. Also, when you enroll in the fee payment plan, you will be required to pay a $60 non-refundable participation fee. The $60 non-refundable participation fee will be due with the first monthly installment. There are some fees and programs that are not eligible for the fee payment plan, so please be mindful of that. For example, some fees that are not eligible for the fee payment plan are orientation fees, health insurance, course material fees, and summer sessions. You can find a full list of eligible and ineligible fees on the student billing website if you have additional questions about this. Now, when setting up the fee payment plan, only the student that is currently enrolled has access to activate the fee payment plan, not the delegate. And the due dates for the monthly installments are available online. Let's address these frequently asked questions. Do I need to make a payment to activate the plan? The answer is no. However, it is very important for me to mention, if a payment is made before the fee payment plan is activated, the fee payment plan will recalculate based on the new principal balance, and the first installment payment is still required by the specific due date. The next question, I have partial financial aid. Do I need to make a payment to activate the plan? A simple answer to this is no. Your financial aid will reduce the principal balance, and the fee payment plan will recalculate based on the new balance and will adjust accordingly. Please note, if your financial aid pays the entire semester and you did enroll in the fee payment plan, you are still required to pay the $60 non-refundable activation fee. And finally, what if I don't pay the installments by the due date? If your installments are not paid by the due date, it could impact your registration as well as future enrollment. Thanks so much, everybody, for listening to my portion of the billing and payments overview at this time. I'm going to turn it over to my colleague, Deborah Clark, and she's going to talk about the third-party contracts.
Hello, my name is Deborah Clark, and I'm the coordinator for the third-party contract program here at UC Berkeley in the Billing and Payment Services Department. A third-party organization may sponsor a student by paying the student's mandatory tuition and fees. Most organizations will grant the sponsorship through an application process. I am going to go over a few requirements to participate in the TPC program. A student may be granted access to TPC if the sponsor pays most or all of the student's mandatory tuition and fees. Also, if the sponsor requires an invoice to be issued before payment is remitted, and the fees must go directly to Berkeley. A student cannot participate in the TPC program if the payment is sent directly to the student. nor can they participate if an invoice is not required, if only the student's bill is required. The student is also not able to participate if the sponsorship is for living, travel, or miscellaneous academic expenses. And they are unable to participate if the party is a UC Berkeley department, a family member, or a personal or family-owned business. It is very important that your authorization letter clearly states what will be covered and what will not be covered.